I'd like to call the meeting to order and call a roll call.
Blunier.
Here.
Leach.
Here.
Lehman.
Here.
Mennel.
Here.
Newman.
Here.
Parrott.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Would you like to join me in a pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have no public hearings or presentations or special reports, but I would like to make a public comment tonight before we open it up to public comments. Governor Pritzker has announced effectively Wednesday, November 4th, enhanced COVID mitigation measures will be implemented by the state in our region, including restrictions on social gatherings and prohibitions on indoor service at bars and restaurants. Because the state law does not provide the Village of Morton a mechanism to do so, the Village of Morton will not be actively enforcing the new measures set to go into effect November 4th. Let me say that again. Because the state law does not provide the Village of Morton a mechanism to do so, the Village of Morton will not be actively enforcing the new measures to go into effect November 4th. We encourage our local businesses to be mindful of the mandates of the Tazewell County Health Department and for those who operate under state-issued licenses to the mandates of your respective licensing bodies. The village has previously implemented measures to facilitate outdoor dining and drinking areas, and those measures remain in effect. The village encourages all local residents to patronize our local businesses, those that are adversely affected by the governor's mandates. Everyone in the community has the right to decide how they feel about going into a restaurant with indoor dining. There'll be no more declarations by the Mayor Morton, and we are allowing the public to decide for themselves. Thank you. From there, we'll go to public comments. Does anyone in the audience have any public comments?
Thank you. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Leanne Brown with the Morton Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development Council. And first and foremost, I have, as I usually do, a few updates, but just want to say thank you again. We had a session this afternoon, 3 o'clock, gathered most people here, and this is what our Morton community is about, coming together and collaborate and try and make the best decision. So thank you for bringing your thoughts and opinions and desires and where you want to head for your businesses, keeping the safety of our community, and thanks to our leadership for your guidance and your statement this evening. A couple other things recently, we were able to celebrate, speaking of coming together as a community, our non-festival, our community event, giving back over $13,000 to our community, to our sports events, our youth, and nonprofit organizations. And that's because of our community. That's because people came out and enjoyed, patronized, supported our venues, supported our businesses, and were able to give back. So thank you for helping us carry forward our mission of the festival, 54 years in the making, and supporting our community and giving back, keeping that mission strong. And thanks to MCB, we were able to host a modified, again, reimagined, give back event and issue out those checks last week. So thanks to Morton Community Bank for that. Upcoming, just a few things to put on your radar. We will still be hosting business after hours at Lulu's on Main Street next Thursday. We can host this safely. Doors will be open. They're typically a open house style, so feel free to swing by and visit with us and Carol at Lulu's. Also, save the date upcoming. Again, this is the support of our community coming together and shop local, support local with Hometown Holidays, which will be November 28th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We will do our annual tree lighting at Memorial Plaza and promoting our shop and dine local throughout our community. We plan on hosting Santa and other fun activities, so keep an eye out for that information to roll out. And certainly a celebration throughout our community and the region for October's Manufacturing Month. So if you are driving around and see a building that you're not familiar with, I encourage you to learn about our community and the manufacturers. Several of them put together a video content that was released for the Manufacturing Career Expo. Typically a in-person, incredible opportunity for our high school students throughout the region to learn more about our manufacturing industry. Again, they had to modify that to be online, but shared some really great content about the jobs and the types of companies we have in our community. We have several other great sessions upcoming, so stay in touch with our chamber and EDC information. If you need anything, please reach out anytime. Certainly always makes me smile going into November here in our community. As I say to many, you get a taste of Morton, and truly a taste of Morton with your pumpkin pies and turkeys. So enjoy your holidays and enjoy the taste of Morton. So thanks again.
Thank you. Anyone else like to make a public comment? If not, the consent agenda tonight is the approval of the minutes, the regular meeting October 19th, 2020, closed session October 19th, 2020, and the approval of the bills. Can I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any comments? Call the roll.
Leach.
Yes.
Lehman.
Yes.
Menold.
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
Parrott.
Yes.
Blunier.
Yes.
Motion passes.
I have nothing tonight. Village clerk,
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
village administrator.
I have one item tonight, Your Honor. I need to ask for acceptance of a quote from Illinois County Risk Management Trust, ICRMT, who is our insurer for property, liability, and workers' comp insurance for December 1, 2020 through December 1, 2021.
Move approval.
Second.
Basically, we did see a 6.2% increase at the outset for our annual premium this year. However, ICRMT has given a COVID rebate to its existing customers, and so ours is $18,741. So that brings our net cost this year to a 1.26% increase at $387,563 for the entire package policy.
Thank you, Julie. Any comments, questions? If not, call the roll.
Blunier.
Yes.
Leach.
Yes.
Lehman.
Yes.
Menold.
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
Parrott.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Chief of Police? Thank you. Corporation Counsel
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
and Director of Public Works.
Yeah, 4 items tonight, Your Honor. This is all in regards to the Village Hall Lobby Improvements Project. If nobody objects, I'd like to read all 4 of them together and either get approval or disapproval on all 4.
Go ahead.
So with that, item A, I'd like to ask for acceptance of bid for the Village Hall Lobby Improvements Project in the amount of $137,000.00 and award of contract for same to Peoria Metro Construction. Item B, I'd like to ask for acceptance of proposal from Beyond Interior Design out of Morton, Illinois for countertops, trim work, and cabinets as part of the Village Hall Lobby Improvements Project in the amount of $47,222.00. Item C, I'd like to ask for acceptance of proposal for Midstate Terrazzo and Tile Company out of East Peoria for terrazzo floor restoration work as part of the Village Hall Lobby Improvements Project in the amount of $4,300.00. And lastly, item D, I'd like to ask for acceptance of proposal from Tech Electronics of Illinois out of Bloomington for a new access control system as part of the Village Hall Lobby Improvements Project in the amount of $16,250.00.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Any comments or questions for Craig?
Question I guess I have, Your Honor, is I know there's some discussion and I know that we had bids go out for the Village Hall lobby and also for the interior design aspect of it for the Village Hall improvements. I guess maybe some clarification, understanding why the other two items didn't go out for a formal bidding.
I mean, first of all, they're under 20,000, so they didn't really have to go out for bid. But I wanted to bring it to you guys as the whole cost. Mid-State Terrazzo is a company we worked with. Actually, the mayor and I discussed the flooring at Village Hall and decided the terrazzo floor was beautiful and we could restore it. So their contact we reached out to. Tech Electronics of Illinois, Paul Meyer, does a tremendous amount of work in Morton at a lot of the churches, at the police station, I believe the school too. So reputable company that we work with. So and that would be like the door access system, be a mag lock on the front door. So that's why we separated those, worked with those companies.
It's changing all the locking systems for security.
Yeah, so it'll be a new
for the
key
building.
system like the police station. So
For the Tech Electronics, is there a company in Morton that does something similar? That
I have no idea.
not sure.
So I know you asked me that, but I don't know if you knew anybody or. I mean, obviously, I reached out to them. They were very good at the police station. So actually, Chief Hilliard's the one that gave me that contact, and Paul Meyer, like I said, did work at I know Bethel Lutheran Church, a lot of the churches. So at least we know what we're getting. It's the same software as the police station. This will be able to be expanded to the water treatment plant, hopefully in the future, wastewater plant, and we'll be able to work out of downtown Village Hall. So. My preference is to work with Paul Meyer out of Tech Electronics, but if somebody else wants to, I know you reached out to me, last night or the night before. I'd be glad, to talk to you about it if you had more questions. But
Yeah, I guess
at this point, it's hard to go back.
No, I can appreciate that. I guess, yeah, and as long as I always like to make sure that we do our due diligence. If obviously it's one thing that's formal bidding, this one's a little bit less. But at the same time, if we get there's a way to support a Morton business that does a good work. It's one thing if there's a Morton business that doesn't do good work, but for the most part, I think we have some really good businesses here. So
Yeah, and
I was hoping to see if there was one here. In Morton.
I'm not aware of that 100%. I doubt it. But like I said, Paul's in Morton. I know even that day he was at the water treatment bid. I think he spent all day here in Morton buying coffee and eating lunch and all that. So I think Paul's a reputable guy. But if there's anybody else, let me know for future work.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I have one. Is there an advantage to having the same type of equipment, the same software around the whole village?
I would say 100%,
Okay.
especially for a system like this. That's why we wanted to go with the police station that works. Scott Stidman works at Bethel Lutheran. He's worked with Paul Meyer. So when you have issues down the road, my preference is to use the same software as they use.
Gotcha.
So I think this will definitely be. I think this is the right decision for sure.
Any other questions? Not call the roll.
Lehman,
Yes.
Mennel,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Parrot,
Yes.
Blunier,
Yes.
Leach.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Anything else? That all you have, Craig?
Yes.
Okay. Zoning and code enforcement, Brad?
Several items tonight, Your Honor. First item is ordinance 21-26, an ordinance making amendments to Title 10 of the Morton Municipal Code regarding chain link fences.
We have a motion.
I'll
Move to
move
approve.
Second.
This ordinance really kind of cleans up and clarifies. It gives us a definition in the ordinance of what a chain link fence is, where it's allowed in residential areas. So this is more of just cleaning up and clarifying in our ordinance.
If I could, please.
Yes.
We've been allowing chain link fences forever. This just, I guess, defines what a chain link fence is in the
Yes,
ordinance.
our ordinance does not give a definition of chain link fence. It's always been common practice that we allowed chain link fences, but it never actually stated that in our ordinance. So this really kind of puts into our ordinance what our common practice has been.
Okay, thank you.
And I would supplement Brad's explanation by saying our code technically as written prohibited chain link fences. So there was some disconnect for some time between what was permitted under the language of the code and what was permitted under common practice. So.
Any other questions? If not, call the roll.
Minold.
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
Parrot.
Yes.
Blunier.
Yes.
Leach. Yes. Lehman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Second item tonight, Your Honor, is ordinance 21-27, an ordinance making amendments to section 10-8-9 of the Morton Municipal Code regarding Old Morton District area.
Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
So in your packet, you received the Old Morton District, the revised. This includes on the east side of South Main Street. If you're more familiar, it'd be from where the Memorial Plaza is down to where we remember what the old bowling alley is on the east side. So it now includes those parcels for the Old Morton District, which means there are no parking requirements on those parcels in those businesses. That would include that.
Any questions?
If I could, please. So is that the only significance of defining this district?
Yes, it shows where the village does not require, we don't have off-street parking requirements on this map, so what it shows there. So if your business located in that green area, then you do not have parking requirements based on the obvious reasons for downtown.
Okay.
There is one other significance to it. I believe in the Old Morton zoning district, we allow one apartment. I think it's on the second level only above a business. And I think that's only within the Old Morton district. I'm pulling up the code language as I'm talking to you to verify that. Yeah, in the B1 professional district, in the Old Morton Business District, living quarters above or adjoining a business not to exceed one apartment is permitted. And similarly, in the provisions of, well, that's a special use in B1. Yeah. So that is one additional consequence of that designation is we allow one in the B1 district. Within the Old Morton Business District, we allow one apartment living quarters above or adjoining a business.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Call the roll.
Newman.
Yes.
Parrot.
Yes.
Blunier.
Yes.
Leach.
Yes.
Lehman.
Yes.
Minold.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Next item tonight, Your Honor, is ordinance 21-28, an ordinance making amendments to Title 10 of the Morton Municipal Code regarding tattoo parlors.
Could we have a motion?
Move to approve. Second.
So this would add a definition in Title 10 of tattoo parlor, and it would also now make tattoo parlor a permitted use in the B2 General Business District.
Okay.
If I may ask.
Yeah.
So are tattoo parlors allowed in other zoning designations?
So in B3, there is a term that says all other. So which, speaking with Pat to confirm this, in B3, any other retail, so that means all. So there are no restrictions as far as zoning in B3. So I think to clarify, if a tattoo parlor wanted to go into B3, yes, it's a permitted use in B3, which would be like the Field Shopping Center is B3, the Kroger Plaza area is B3, across the interstate, that's B3. So yes, in those areas, a tattoo parlor is a permitted use.
Are there any B3 near downtown?
I think there is a small piece of B3 that is up on the north end, kind of back behind,
The office?
yes.
Back behind that
I believe
area.
so, yes. Which is unusual because B3 is service and highway, which really But, I mean, I don't know how long it's been that way, but I would say it's been that way for a long time.
Do you know,
Thank you.
does anybody know how much vacant B3 we have at this time? I mean,
Quite a bit. The Field Shopping Center, and I know there's the bank has left the Kroger Shopping Center probably 4 or 5 years ago. They finally took the teller booths out just this last year because I bricked in the bank deposits, and I think that space has been empty over 4 years, I believe.
so you could make a general statement that there's opportunity for a parlor in B3 without any problem at all?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Call the roll.
Parrot.
Yes.
Blunier.
No.
Leach.
No.
Lehman.
Yes.
Menold.
No.
Newman.
No.
Motion does not pass.
Okay.
The next item tonight, Your Honor, if no one objects, and if corporate counsel is okay with it, I'd like to lump the next 3 items together for approval. So the next three-
Okay.
Thank you. So the next 3 items are Plat of Vacations, Lot 163 and Lot 164, Orchard Hills, Section 9 subdivision. Plat of Vacation, Lot 7 and Lot 8 of Wolf Crossing subdivision. Plat of Vacation, Lot 2 of Morton Commerce Park 2, and Lot 7 of Morton Commerce Park 6.
Can we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Would you like to explain these?
Yes, so all 3 of these are plats of vacation, so they are vacating the utility easements, so they're combining, the lots that were mentioned are combining lots into one parcel. Generally, they have utility easements in the middle of them, so this is to vacate those utility easements. All 3 of these situations do not have any utilities in those easements currently.
If I may, so at least in the, it looks like the first 2, it looks like are we combining lots then? We're vacating the utility easement and we're combining those lots?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, so Orchard Hills and Wolf Cross, so in Orchard Hills are combining 2 lots, building a house basically in the middle of those 2 lots.
Right.
The Wolf Crossing situation is the owner owns both of them currently and they'd like to combine them.
And the commercial lot, why don't you explain?
Commercial
Chris?
is Yinland, they want to expand their building by combining their 2 lots. They can build to the actual, there's a storm drainage easement, is that correct?
Yes.
Craig?
Yeah, there's a storm easement that runs in between Commerce and the west side of the lot. This would just allow them to move as close as they can to that, so it shouldn't really have an effect on anything. And that's a private storm easement that takes Sam Lehman's stormwater to the Morton Business Park. Stormwater retention basins there in the Main and Cortland area.
So that's not a public storm sewer?
It is not. There's quite a bit that's the old Caterpillar. They call it the old skeleton. So a lot of that infrastructure was in, and that's all owned by the Morton Business Park. Matt Parker is the president of that. So anyone that's in that area, they basically pay into that.
They would actually like to build over it, but they just can't, it's too big.
So that piece is actually owned by Sam Lehman. And then once you get to Commerce, then it ties into what's owned by the Morton Business Park. So kind of a unique situation.
Any further questions on that matter? Call the roll.
Blunier.
Yes.
Leach.
Yes.
Lehman.
Yes.
Menold.
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
Parrot.
Yes.
Motion passes.
That's all I have tonight, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Any trustees have anything tonight?
Yes. More just a comment. This is the time.
Yep.
I just want to express my disappointment in the vote that just took place. There's been conversation in the past and that we've all heard before about Morton not being business friendly. What just happened was not business friendly. And for anyone to say anything different would just be plain wrong. I was not prepared to, of course, to have this comment, so there's unfortunately not a ton that I can say. Clearly, you guys had the votes before the meeting, that's why I probably wasn't brought in the discussion. You guys probably knew I was going to vote yes. If I was surprised, I wouldn't be surprised if Nate over there wasn't called either. Anyway, I'm apologize to the Acres. You guys showed me the plans. I was excited about it as far as the way that you guys had it look. You were trying to make a very quality build as far as the location, whether or not it was the best location wasn't my right to say so. At the end of the day, you guys made the look of it was definitely quality. You guys were very open, very transparent, had a lot of questions for you. I did have some worries, and everything was addressed, and I felt very comfortable with proceeding. That's why I voted yes this evening. So, anyway, I wish I had something more else to say other than I apologize to you. I, of course, already expressed my disappointment, so I don't know what else there is to say.
Any other trustees?
Well, one thing I'd like to remind you is that you can't look at one business and make a zoning change for one individual business, because once you open up that zoning class to that change, it's available to anybody else as well. So I think you are mistaken to understand the reasoning for it.
Steve, I was hoping you were going to say something,
I'm sure you were.
because out of everyone here, you are the least business-friendly of everyone here. And I've heard from multiple people.
I think, trustee, we're going out of shape here. Well, let's not make personal accusations. You're going somewhere we haven't gone to in my 24 years on the board. We don't make accusations in public. If you have something to discuss with Mr. Leach, you take it privately. We're not going to have a meeting such as that. Any other comments? If not, we do need an executive session, so your
Closed session is requested tonight for the purpose of discussing collective negotiating matters between the village and its employees or their representatives per 5 ILCS 120/2C2.
So if I could have a motion to go into executive session,
So moved.
Second.
call the roll.
Leach.
Yes.
Lehman.
Yes.
Mennel.
Yes.
Newman.
Yes.
Parrot.
Yes.
Blunier.
Yes.
We're adjourned.